Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar, Packing Up RealCare Baby for Summer Vacation. I hope you are all doing well. This is my very first time of doing a webinar from my house. Can everybody hear me? If you want to, please leave a message on the chat real quick. Just let me know if you're hearing my voice. Perfect. People are hearing me. Terrific. Excellent. Good to hear. All right. So this will be recorded. So if anybody does run into any kind of connection problem, or all of a sudden your computer goes out or speakers go out or something, this will be recorded, and you will be receiving typically, depends, it's usually around 48 hours to about a week, and you'll be getting a recording of this presentation. At the very end, I will have open spot for questions. So if you have any questions, write them down as we're going through the presentation, and be sure to ask them at the very end. I'll have a few minutes for that. So hope you're all ready. Let me start the recording here real quick. Okay, so welcome to today's webinar of Packing Up RealCare Baby for Summer Vacation. It's that time of year again. This is about the time that we typically, or instructors, start getting things ready for, and getting the babies ready for a well-deserved break, and yourselves a well-deserved break. I actually first want to thank all of the wonderful teachers out there who have really stepped up and done a great job during this very uncertain time with COVID. And I know it was quite a challenge, but you've been quite inspiring and everything. So hopefully next fall, everything will be a little bit back to normal, but great job for all that you have done. So continuing on, the first thing that, if my screen, there we go. All right, our overview, what we will do, first we'll talk about preparing the RealCare Baby program for summer, as in what to do with the babies, getting them cleaned, organizing and program and storage, organizing your program and storage, what to, best practices of getting them stored up and charged and everything, and the different online resources that you can take advantage of over the summertime. Also some links that you'll want to save because they'll be very helpful for you come the fall. And then the promotions that we have going on this summer, and also how to contact Realityworks. So the first thing, preparing the RealCare program for this summer. Preparing your baby. So now this is the time of year that you want to get the baby cleaned up before you put it into storage. Now, we get this question a lot, especially with COVID-19, is how to disinfect the baby. What do you want to do? What you want to do is to get some disinfectant wipes or rubbing alcohol. Disinfectant wipes, Lysol has a big line of them and everything. Again, rubbing alcohol, what you really want to have is a content of 60%, or an alcohol content of 60% or greater. Most disinfectant wipes and most rubbing alcohol are typically around 70-75%. I did a search online just to see which ones are available, and again, Lysol has a ton. Rubbing alcohol typically is more than 60%, but really anything that's 60% or greater is an antimicrobial, killing 99.99% of germs within roughly 10 to 30 seconds. So if you have a disinfectant wipe, again, I should mention that you do not want to have one with bleach. Bleach could taint the baby's vinyl, so don't use that. So if you have a disinfectant wipe, again, make sure it's got an alcohol content of 60% or greater. Most you'll find is around 75%. And then you want to wipe the baby down. Wipe it from head to toe, wipe it down, and then let it air dry. Don't, after you've wiped it down, don't take a towel and try and clean it off. It's best to just wipe it down, let it sit on the table or a counter or something, and just let it air dry. That can last anywhere from just a couple of minutes. Usually they're perfectly safe and everything clean by around 30 minutes, but usually it's around 10 or so minutes. But wipe them down. So if you use rubbing alcohol, get it on a, a pretty absorbent piece of cloth or paper toweling and wipe the baby down. And again, let it air dry. After you've had a chance to disinfect the baby, you'll want to, maybe if the babies have like dirt or grime on it, it's a good chance to now just get them clean. If you, the best products that we've seen, what we even use at our office here, we use Mr. Clean magic erasers or the Goop hand cleaner, probably the two most popular one. There's also Goo Gone. Even Dawn detergent is nice too. Like the Goop hand cleaner or Goo Gone, it has that kind of little abrasive a grit to it that it works as an exfoliant. So you could use like a Green Kitchen scrubby, and with a little bit of the Goop hand cleaner, the Goo Gone, just scrub away at that grimy area on the baby, and then you can towel it off. If you have it on the arms and the legs, you can just remove the arms and the legs and get them under a running faucet, cover water, get a good lather going, and then drain them, dry them off. Make sure the limbs are good and dry. Give them like maybe a day or something to just let them air dry, and then use a little bit of baby oil, and you can just plunge those limbs back in. The limbs, again, do not have any wires, so you're not going to do any damage by removing the legs. Now, if you have like ink and dye, that's a bit more difficult to remove from the baby's vinyl. Vinyl is very porous, and inks and dyes really seep into the vinyl. We have not found yet an effective product that can remove ink from vinyl, but an acne cream that has 10% benzoyl peroxide is our best recommendation. So what you want to do, so if you have some ink or dye stains, get an acne cream that has 10% benzoyl peroxide, dab that on the stained area, and then leave it in a windowsill. The baby does not need to be exposed to full sunlight in order to be effective, but it just needs to be daylight. Have it there for a couple of days, wipe away at that. If it is still stained, maybe try a second application. If it's on an arm or a leg and it's pretty noticeable, you can purchase replacement limbs. But that is our best recommendation for any kind of inks and dyes. And when you store the baby over the summer, and I'll come into some storage suggestions in just a few more slides, but make sure you're not resting them on any type of paper or newsprint, because that will bleed onto the vinyl. Now on our website, and there will be a link in a few more slides, you will find our cleaning suggestion document. So that should be in the section that's called How Do I Set Up, Prepare and Clean Baby. You'll find a PDF document, and it has our general cleaning suggestions. So again, disinfecting the baby, use disinfectant wipes, rubbing alcohol, something that has a alcohol content of 60% or greater. Do not use a wipe that contains bleach, because it can stain the vinyl. But disinfectant wipes, rubbing alcohol, rub the baby top to bottom, and then let it air dry. Let it air dry, and then you're going to be okay to just do your general cleaning for the dirt and grime. And for using Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, the Goop Hand Cleaner, any ink and dye stains, try the acne cream suggestion. Now, after you've had a chance to clean up the baby, you'll probably want to wash the clothing. The clothing, it can be cleaned. It can be thrown in a washing machine. That's perfectly fine. The little sensors inside will not be damaged by the washing machine, but wash it in cold, gentle cycle. We recommend that you line dry the clothing. That just reduces the wear and tear of all that clothing tumbling up and down inside the dryer. But if you do use a dryer, which is fine, you've got to make sure it is set to low or air fluff. Anything higher could damage the sensor that is in the clothing. So to wash the clothing, wash them in cold, gentle cycle. Line dry is best. But otherwise, again, if you do use a dryer, make sure it is set to low or air fluff. Now, after you've had a chance to disinfect the baby, and clean the clothing, the next thing you want to do is to charge the batteries. So if you're done now and you're not going to pick up the babies until fall, plug them into the charger, let them charge up for a full 4 to 6 hours. Overnight is fine, but then unplug them, and then you can dress up the babies, and then you can get them put into storage. Now, if you're going to be going a long period of time before you're going to use the babies again, any rechargeable product does need regular charging. So if you're not going to use the babies until, let's say, next March, what you want to do, get them charged right now, put them into storage. Then come September, you're going to want to take them out of storage, charge them again, and then in December, take them out of storage and charge them again. Rechargeable products do require regular charging to maintain the battery life. Now, a number of you probably haven't had a chance to get to your babies in a few months now. Now, if they've been used regular throughout the whole year, you're probably going to be just fine. But if you have a chance to get back into the school, give them a charge before you go back, before you hit summer break and everything. If you do come with battery problems in the fall, be sure to contact product support. There are a number of things that we can try with you over the phone to make sure your batteries are up and running, or see what the next steps are. Now, after you've had a chance to charge the babies, make sure that you do not leave them plugged in over the summertime. Prolonged charging, leaving them plugged in for too long will degrade the batteries faster. So again, when it's time to put them away, plug them into the charger, let them charge up 4 to 6 hours, unplug them from the charger, and they will gradually just drain out. That typically takes around about a week. And if you have, you'll probably notice, or somebody might say, hey, your babies are popping and they've been in storage for like a week now. That's not uncommon. It's very common that when batteries are giving off their last bit of juice, it's just a little pulse going through the speaker. Now that could go for a day, it could go for a couple of hours. But if the babies have been in storage, off the charger for a week or longer, hearing some popping noises is not uncommon. So don't be alarmed if you hear the baby doing some popping noises and it's been in the storage room. That's just normal. Batteries are just giving off the very last amount of charge, so not to be worried on that. Now, organizing your program for storage, what you want to do after you've cleaned the baby, after you've disinfected, you've cleaned the baby, you've washed the clothing, you've charged the batteries, store the babies in plastic bags. It's always a good recommendation that they be stored in a plastic bag, because your school or organization could be going through some type of remodeling or whatever, and you're getting all this dust and other particles blowing in the air and everything. So having the babies in a plastic bag will protect not just the vinyl, but the electronics and everything. So any bag is fine as long as it doesn't have a print that could get onto the vinyl. So you don't want to get like some type of grocery store bag that has their logo on it, because it could bleed off onto that. So just if it was a RealityWorks bag, use that. Or if you have like some general bag that doesn't have any print on it, go ahead and do that. Now, optimal storage conditions are to be stored indoors in a cool, dry location. Now, there are some circumstances where instructors do not have that option, and they have to be stored in a not environmentally controlled structure, like maybe in a shed or something. That's going to be okay. So if you have like that circumstance where they can only be stored in like a garage or something and get pretty warm, after they've been in storage, and you're taking them out, unbox them and things, and let them sit for about a good 24 hours before you plug them into the charger. Give the baby a chance to adjust to the new temperature before plugging them into the charger. Because sometimes with extreme temperature changes, you could get condensation, not just in the body, but in the electronics, but give it a chance to dry off, give it a chance to just adjust, and then you can start charging the baby. So again, when it's time to put them into storage after you've disinfected them, you've cleaned them, you've washed the clothing, and you've plugged them into the charger, put them in a plastic bag. If you have the little boxes, great, go ahead and use that. Optimal conditions are to store them indoor in a cool, dry location. Again, if you have a circumstance where they're always in an environment where the temperature is not controlled, make sure they have had a chance to sit for about a good 24 hours before you charge them again. Now, if you have like the 20 baby storage cart or the 5 baby storage cart, great, use those. I still recommend that you keep them in a plastic bag, but also make sure that they are unplugged from the charger. Reason why is because keeping them, that just prevents the wear and tear on the plug itself. Plus, also you want to make sure that the case or the cart itself is unplugged from the wall. So if you use the 20 baby storage cart or the 5 baby storage case, always put them in the plastic bag. That again protects the vinyl, and then make sure they're unplugged from either the case or the cart. That just keeps the little cords from, bending too much wear and tear on that as well. Now, some educator ideas that they've come up with is if you have the neat little totes and things, you could put the babies and their accessories that come with them into a tote, or if you have kind of a shelving little way to organize, so you put all your clothing in one spot, or you have little bins for each specific baby, just some kind of cute things, whatever is actually easiest for you to keep track of all your parts and accessories. Make an inventory of the items you have. Figure out what you have for your clothes, tops and bottoms, the pajamas, or especially the diapers. Make sure each baby has a green diaper and a yellow diaper, and when you come back from the summer break, that you still have a green diaper and a yellow diaper. Make sure you have your IDs on hand. You can keep the IDs that you've programmed with the baby. You can always reprogram them. When it comes summer, fall time, you can do that as well. Also, keep track of the smaller things that are pretty important, like make sure you know where your X stick is or your blue COM pod. Those are pretty important because that's what sends the data to the babies and receives the data. Many times, it looks like a little flash drive, the X stick does. So you want to make sure that it's in a location where you can, grab it when the summer's over and you can start using it. Also, like the instructor key that takes off the baby's battery cover. So the smaller the items, make sure you kind of have an idea of where things are. So make a list of each item that you have, and take photos if it's even helpful for that. But get an idea of a safe storage place. Know where you've put these items, and kind of have an inventory list. So when you come back in the fall, check off the list so you know where everything is. Now, you can always order supplies. Here's our new link for ordering supplies for just the baby and some other, if you have the shaken baby simulator or the drug affected baby, other accessories can be purchased from that link right there. Now, online resources, a bunch of these links right here, and this video will be given to you again, those who have signed up, and you'll be able to access these links by viewing the webinar again. A few of these are going to be very handy for you. This one in particular, for the product support for specifically, this link right here is for RealCare Baby. Why is this one pretty important? You're going to want to bookmark this one because in the fall, this one right here takes you directly to the Control Center software downloads, and also the videos for you to watch and for the students to watch. So many times, a lot of instructors, when they come back from summer break, you're going to find out that many times you get a brand new computer, or your computer techs wipe everything clean, and there's a good chance that when you come back in the fall, that the Baby Control Center software is missing from your computer. You'll want to go to this link here, because that way you'll be able to install a fresh version back to your computer. If you're one of those that need to have your computer techs install the Control Center software, forward that link to them, and they'll be able to do the install. So bookmark this page, because again, if majority of instructors, especially if you get a new computer or your computer techs wipe out your wipe everything clean on your computer and you've got to start off from fresh, you've got to reinstall the Control Center. You'll find the software that you need on this link. There's also guides and how-to documents. You'll find the Control Center help guide on there as well. That is the first thing on there. It's the Control Center help guide, and that's your operating handbook for the Control Center. And you'll find a bunch of other how-to documents as there as well. Many videos. The most important ones that people really look forward to that view are the Getting Started tutorial, and also the participant care videos on there as well. That's the video that the students watch. So come the fall, if you've had a chance to bookmark this page, all those documents and all the software and the videos and those things that you need, all that information is right on this link right here. That'll be very helpful for you, so that you can, when you want to show the video for the students, click that link, scroll down, you'll see it says participant care video, click the plus on that, and you can show the video to the students. So bookmark this little resource page right here, so that when you come back in the fall and you realize, oh my gosh, I don't have the Control Center software on it anymore, you can go right here and you don't have to search all over to try to find it. Otherwise, you can always contact product support, and we'll be happy to provide you with the software, whatever information that you need as well. Now we have online resources for COVID-19 resources here, this particular link, and it's only available during the COVID-19 time. I'm not sure when this is going to be taken down. It's definitely going to be up for a little while here, but you'll have access to future webinars. There are free lesson plans, guides and curriculums, and a link to on-demand professional development opportunities. I am going to switch my view here so you can see specifically what that website looks like. So here you are. Hopefully you can see that. And shows you how to connect with our team. You know, are we open? Your link to your webinars. Link to the free lesson plans that you can access and download. And one thing we have never done before, and this is a good opportunity for you, especially if you have other products other than RealCare Baby, our guides and curriculum can be accessed right there as well. So if you haven't had the RealCare curriculum, or you're not sure where the link is, or you have some of our other products, let's say you do have the drug affected, but you don't have the curriculum, you'll find it right there by clicking that link. It'll take you right to it. So all of our guides and curriculums are there as well. And then at the very bottom here, for on-demand professional development opportunities, and see these are opportunities that include 40-minute online presentations for a price, and then you can click that, you can purchase the professional development opportunities, where you can get additional certificates for completion of participation. Gonna go back to the PowerPoint here. Where is it? There we go. And also a recent webinar that we just had was delivering activities from the RealCare curriculum online webinar. This was conducted a week or two ago, and you'll see different ways that you can use the RealCare curriculum in a remote learning. So when your students are outside of school and you have to teach them distance learning. I couldn't think of the word right there, but for distance learning, this will be very helpful for you. Goes through a number of topics like holding the baby, feeding the baby, parenting styles, and how to teach each lesson in an e-learning environment. There are also, throughout that presentations, there'll be links for you that you could use to access downloadable handouts and activities for the lessons, and also how RealCare Baby can be used to complement the material. If you were to go to that link, watch that webinar, there'll be other webinars on there too, I believe, from past webinars that we've had. So, but that one in particular is a very helpful one for delivering the RealCare curriculum online for like distance learning. Come on, there we go. Now we do have a few promotions that only happen during the summertime. One of those is we still have our trade-in program. Now we take all versions of babies. Doesn't matter if they're broken or they're missing components or even a competitor's. We do have a trade-in credit for, it's a one-for-one program. You can learn more by clicking that link below at the very bottom, or you can contact your account manager or our account services and they can go into more details. But if your baby takes C batteries or AA batteries, definitely time to trade that in. Or if it says RealCare 2+ on the back of the baby, that's also an older baby that is obsolete. It is time to trade those babies as well. So use this time to update your babies and take the old ones that you have and put them towards the purchase of a brand new baby. So it is a $50 trade-in credit, one for the new simulator. For more information, you can use that link below, or you can contact your account manager or our account services. Now we have a free soft skills workbook offer. Now you can get this as a qualifying soft skill training tool purchase of either the RealCare Employability Skills Program or the Leadership Soft Skills Program. You purchase one of those and you will receive a 20 student workbooks for free, which is a $299 value. You'll be able to use this link at the very bottom to find more about the promotion. So again, it is a free soft skills workbook offer. If you were to purchase either the Real Career Employability Skills Program or the Leadership Soft Skills Program, and you can get a 20 student workbooks free. Again, that's a $299 value. Now we have we have a promotion going on that'll expire on June 30th, where you can save 10% on our entire health science product line. Now that includes the geriatric training tools, nursing mannequins, skills training, EMT training tools, soft skills learning aids, and our new anatomical models. Go to that link and you can see all the different products that qualify for this purchase. So if you are expanding your teaching line, your teaching program, and some of these things may fit in what you are using, go to that link and you can see how to save additional 10%, or you can contact, again, your account manager, or you can contact account services and they can assist you. Now, finally, before we go into the questions, how to contact RealityWorks. So there's different ways that you can do it. And brand new this year, we have a new chat feature. So if you were to go to realityworks.com and if you were to click the little chat icon at the bottom right corner of the web page, you can get connected to account services and you can get contacted to account services or to product support. If you're contacting product support, you'll want to be contacting us from your computer that has like the control center software and have your babies and the accessories with you, and we can be able to help you better. You can always send an email to information@realityworks.com. Use that one if you're having a question on like a purchase or like you wanted to know more information about a product. If you have questions for product support, product related questions on operating, or you're having some trouble with a product support at realityworks.com, and be specific in your email, and that'll help us to give you a better answer. Or you can call us at 800-830-1416. Option 1 will take you to account services, where you can place an order or accessories. Option 2 will take you to product support. Now, hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. the Central Time, and that goes for both the chats and for the phone calls. And I see that there are already a few questions. Let's see what we have, I believe. Does it need to be in a bag if you store it in a box or a storage suitcase? I still recommend it just because especially if your school is going through some kind of cleaning or maintenance, which most do, you get all this junk and particle buildup in the air and everything. That can get into the babies. But if it's in a bag or the storage suitcase and you feel pretty safe that it's that there's not going to be any kind of movement, they're not going to be shuffling them back and forth, or there's going to be construction in your building, then no, that'll be okay. What kind of lesson plans are there? Was that in question to the curriculum links that we had? Okay, for like the curriculum links, that's for everything. So you could, if you were to, this webinar will be provided to you with these same slides, so you'll be able to access them at another time, where if you can find the curriculum to not just the babies, but to pretty much everything that we have. Is it okay if, trying to scroll through these quickly here. Copy these slides after the webinar is over. If you'd like a copy of the slides, instead of just getting the webinar, please send an email to productsupport@realityworks.com and just say, attention, Nate. Let me know you like the PowerPoint presentation, and I can just shoot that email right back to you. And can we put the COVID access website back up? Yes, actually, I could do that here. Is it okay if it is in the bag that it came in and boxed in a cupboard, or do we have just so any bag is fine as long as the bag does not have any kind of any type of print that can get off of it. So a RealityWorks bag will work just fine. If you have like a grocery store bag and it has the logo on it, probably not, because that logo could bleed off onto the vinyl. So bags should be either shouldn't have any type of print that can get off onto the vinyl, or a RealityWorks bag that the babies came in, that will not bleed onto the babies as well. Otherwise, just a plastic bag that has no print on it, a garbage bag, even a black garbage bag will be just fine too. So again, as long as it doesn't have a ink print that can get a print that can get on it. Best way to clean the car seats. They can be washed and everything. What you want to do, the car seats are not a RealityWorks manufactured product. What you really want to do is to check the model of the car seat that you have. Their website should have cleaning suggestions, or they would also have an 800 number on that car seat that would recommend the best way to clean the car seats. Typically, as last I've known, it's usually run a cold, gentle cycle for cleaning the car seat covers and such. Trainer program, do you recommend disposing of babies that are obsolete? If they can be used as a trade-in, if you have older products and everything, I do recommend that you contact your account manager before discarding them. Any babies that we receive for a trade-in, they automatically go to recyclers. So that all that vinyl and everything, electronics, they're taken apart, they're put into recycling bins, and like the vinyl itself is used for football fields or asphalt or something. Let's see, there was a question in the Q&A. Yep, there was about the car seats. Cloth, would you store the babies in a cloth bag? As long as the cloth bag isn't like a fleece bag or something that has a dye that can bleed onto the babies, that would be fine as well. Uh, but yeah, if a cloth bag is okay, as long as it's not some kind of a fleece or it has some kind of a dye that can get into the baby's vinyl. That's the main thing. That's the reason why we recommend having babies in some kind of a bag of some sort, is to protect the vinyl. So as long as it's a cloth bag, make sure it doesn't have anything that could a dye that could bleed onto the vinyl itself, or if you use a plastic bag, make sure it doesn't have any print that can bleed off onto the vinyl. Now, do we foresee a software upgrade coming? We did have a software upgrade at the end of the summer of 2019. Uh, if we do another upgrade, it might be another year or so. It depends upon what we find or what kind of changes that we make. It seems to be every other year. Usually around 2 to 3 years is when we have like a new version coming out. So I do not foresee another control center software coming down for the next, for at least another year. Am I school we are allowed access to belongings coming this Thursday? Do you think we should clean everything now or wait for some time when this whole COVID thing settles down? If you can clean it right now and no one's going to be touching it for the rest of the summer, clean it now. Especially since students aren't taking it out anymore, now is the time to do it. Get it cleaned up, put it away. Then you'll be okay for the summer. Not a bad idea when you come back that you just disinfect it again. No harm in doing that. So disinfect it when you put it into storage. When you take it out of storage in the fall, disinfect it again. Again, let them air dry, and then you can put the clothing back on and you can start charging in everything. So I'll just wait one more moment for another question. If you do have any other questions that just kind of pop up in your head afterwards, send them to products. You can shoot an email to us, use product support at realityworks.com and ask your question, and we'll be able to give you an answer from that email. Always check your spam and junk folders, because sometimes our replies have a tendency to go there as well. So I thank you all for the questions that you have asked. I hope this was a very informational meeting and everything. Usually we do one back in the fall about coming back to getting the babies out of storage and charging them again and getting them ready for the next school year. So we probably may be having something in either August or September for that. So keep your eyes open for it and register for that. Some of that will be a recap of what we've done right now, but otherwise there'll all be some new things about how to run the babies for this summer. And don't forget to kind of look over the baby control center, RealCare Baby and Control Center website for looking for the control center, also like the neat little getting started video. Final question here before I close off here. Do you have to leave the babies on chargers over the summer? I never have in the past. No, you don't want to. Again, charge the babies fully before putting them into storage. 4 to 6 hours, unplug them, and then put them into storage. Batteries will trickle drain dead just by sitting there doing nothing. That'll take roughly about a week, but you'll want to have them, give them a charge, unplug them, then put them into storage. You don't want to leave them plugged into the charger all summer long. If you do accidentally have them plugged in and you realize, oh, I left them plugged in, okay, even plugged in overnight, usually like 2 or more weeks is pretty hard on the batteries. They're not going to fail immediately, but it does help them degrade a little faster over time. So 4 to 6 hours, unplug them, put them into storage. Overnight is fine. So if you're kind of on a time crunch and you're like, I just plugged them in, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but I'm going to be back in the school the next day. Yeah, that's fine. Leave them plugged in overnight and then unplug them, the morning you come in, and then put them into storage. No problem, no harm in doing that. So I want to thank you all for attending this webinar. There was quite a few of you here, and I'm glad to see that so many took this time to be a part of this webinar. Again, want to thank all the great job that you've all been doing this with the distance learning and all the challenges that have been forced that you've had to overcome this spring. So my hat goes off to you, giving you a good bow right here. And hopefully you are all safe this summer, and then you have a well-deserved break, and enjoy your time, and thank you so much.